Good morning, Peter James is my name from Career Life Transitions, and I'm here from Africa, South Africa. We're travelling through the Natal at the moment, and I am at the location of Rorkes Drift. Now this is seriously boys' own kind of story. You've got a small garrison of British soldiers that are fighting off an enormous number of Zulus. Rorkes Drift is in the Natal. It was one of the first actions of the Anglo-Zulu War. What had happened was there was an expedition went into Zulu land just across the river here, and due to various errors in judgment and what have you, you pretty much on the morning of the 22nd of January 1879 had about 20,000 Zulus come through and massacre an entire column of 1,400 troops. Here at Rorkes Drift you had the hospital, and they set up their store and supplies for that expedition. Now you can imagine what's happened. There's been a massacre up the road. There are people coming down, flowing through here, escaping from that massacre, and the two leaders in this area here, Chad and Bromhill, had to make a decision as to run with the survivors of the massacre or to stay. Given that there were about 30 very, very sick people here that they would have needed to transport, they quickly made the decision that they needed to stay and fight rather than make a run for it, because they would be quickly run over by the Zulus, who move very, very quickly in this area. So, an interesting situation. I'm sure at that particular point in time that they had chosen different careers, knowing that at any moment there was about 4,000 Zulus about to descend on this remote post. So what did the leaders do, and what can we learn from the lessons from this kind of location? Well, I guess knowing that they had decided to stay, they had a clear goal. They were going to stay and defend. Knowing that they had to do that, then the plan went in place. So setting up a plan to make it happen. They needed to engage their troops, a number of troops left, but you've got to remember these guys are earning a shilling a day. It's not a lot of money. So having engaged those guys with a clear goal and a clear job, and every man knew what his job was, and then it was just perseverance and indomitable spirit. So as you say, for this little area here, it might have started off about half the size of a soccer field, but really after 4 hours of fighting 4,000 Zulus in hand-to-hand combat, bayonets and cold steel, they reduced down to pretty much 100 guys in an area about the size of 2 tennis courts, with 4,000 Zulus, as they continually descending on them for 8 hours straight till 4 o'clock in the morning. Pretty much at that point of time, the British had just about run out of ammunition, but the Zulus had had enough as well, suffering about 400 or 500 dead. The British only lost 17. It's an amazing action. 11 Victoria Crosses were handed out here for that 12-hour period. That's the most number of Victoria Crosses are handed out in any single action. It's a beautiful day here. It's a beautiful location. It's beautiful and settled here. But I tell you what, I would not want to have been here on the 22nd of January in 1879. Very, very frightening. But as I say, there are lots of lessons. Your company will never go through this type of experience or anything near it, but that kind of focused leadership and what have you is the type of things that separates the survivors from the people that fall by the wayside. So signing off from South Africa.